Yo, growing a business is kind of tricky right now. Supply chains are squeezed, tariffs and trade policies are dynamic, and cash flow, it's tighter than ever. You need clarity to come out on top. Without it, you risk falling behind. If only you could hop in the DeLorean and see the future, right? Thankfully, there's NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite has real-time forecasting to help you move ahead with confidence. This is your AI-powered business management suite and the #1 cloud ERP. Trusted by over 42,000 businesses, NetSuite brings accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all under one roof. It's your single source of truth, giving you the data and control you need to move quickly. And with AI built in, you can automate the busy work and focus on strategy. NetSuite helps you see what's stuck, what it's costing you, and how to pivot fast. If I were running a business with a lot of moving parts, I'd use NetSuite for full control over everything. Tame the chaos with NetSuite. If your revenues are at least in 7 figures, download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders at netsuite.com/SPI. That's netsuite.com/SPI. You spent months building towards launch day, but when the clock hits 0, your site crashes. Bots swarm, and loyal fans rage on Reddit. That's not good. Fanfare was built to stop that. Fanfare is the drop platform made for high-pressure moments, stampede-proof infrastructure, verified waitlists, and bot filters that actually work. Instead of refunds and rage, you get retention and revenue. And that sounds great to me. Your next launch shouldn't be a gamble. Get Fanfare's 5-step hype drop playbook and learn how to bulletproof your drop at fanfare.io/playbook. Again, that's fanfare.io/playbook.
Welcome to the Smart Passive Income Podcast, where it's all about working hard now so you can sit back and reap the benefits later. And now your host. He used to spend lunch during school in the band room studying for the next quiz, Pat Flynn.
So I'm currently running an experiment on TikTok. TikTok has been spoken about many times before. We've had Keenan Kelly here on the show a couple of times, and I went to an event, and a lot of people are talking about TikTok. And I didn't avoid it. I've just been playing around with it. And, just like you do when you explore something, you kind of get a little burst of energy and try a few things, and then you let it sit, and you don't go back to it until somebody else says, yeah, you should check it out. And then you check it out for a while. You get another burst of energy, and you might post a couple things, and then you just kind of don't do anything with it, right? But as you know, and as I've taught here before, in order for something to have a chance to do anything, you have to give it a chance to do something. And what I mean by that is you need to give it some time, and you need to take it, not even necessarily take it seriously, but you need to commit to it for a period of time so that you could see real results. Now, that being said, playing and just experimenting and being okay with that is totally fine. That's totally okay to do. There's no rule that says for every platform you're on, you have to crush it and commit and stay up all night. There's platforms where I've just posted 1 or 2 things and did nothing. And it's okay to just, again, spend a little bit of time to experiment, because you never know. One of those platforms might do well, or you might find you love it, and then you dedicate some time and effort into it, and then all of a sudden you're sort of an early adopter, or you figure your way through it, and then you become an influencer on that platform, and you start to build your audience there, and that can happen. But with a lot of people asking me about TikTok, and a lot of chatter about TikTok across all spectrums, from people who are creating organic content to promote their business, to people who are finding an audience there and discovering themselves, to people who I know who are spending tens of thousands of dollars on the platform using TikTok ads and seeing the results of new students and new clients coming from there. All really interesting stuff. So this has given me the clue to, okay, Pat, let's commit to it for a certain period of time, and let's experiment with it while doing it. And let's take best practices from others and see what works for you, see what you like, see what you don't like. Because the truth is, there are many formulas on individual platforms that work. And what might work for one person might not work for you or me. You kind of have to find your way. And this is, I think Roberto Blake talks about this quite often when it comes to YouTube. You just got to publish your first 100 videos. Like, don't even care about the subscribers and the views, although, of course, we all do. But just get through your first 100, because when you get through that first 100, you have enough reps to get better and improve and start to discover, even subconsciously, what is working and what isn't, what's working on the platform that you can do more of, and also what's working for you that you can get more energy behind. And then you can start to hone in on what works for you there and find your voice, as we call it, right? And I love that. And on TikTok, I'm giving myself from this day 30 days to post one TikTok per day to see what happens. I did this a few years ago. Actually, it was during the pandemic. I did this on Instagram. And I found that although I did enjoy it, I didn't get a ton of reach from the videos that I created. Although a few videos hit hundreds of thousands of views and a couple over 1 million, they weren't really bringing in anything for me other than just nice numbers and views. And that's cool, but it didn't really do anything for me. So with TikTok, I want to take a little bit of a different approach. I want to figure out a way to start really showing up as Pat Flynn, the entrepreneur, on that platform. And this is a smart thing to do for me at this point because TikTok, yes, it is growing. There is a much younger audience on there, and they are not listening to podcasts as much as I would hope. And many of them are going to more shorter platform video content platforms. That's not to say YouTube is still number one, actually, right now. Podcasting is still up there as well for the loyal audience and for a few new people here and there every single day. But when it comes to massive audiences and organic growth, to help them discover who I am and what I have to offer, I'm going to give TikTok a try. And the reason why I want to do this now is because, as you heard an episode ago, or a couple episodes ago, actually 2 Fridays ago, so 2 weeks ago, in episode 624, I made a really big announcement. And this announcement was related to a new book that I will be publishing. And I don't yet have the ability to share the details of the deal and the publisher that we're working with and whatnot. But that'll come soon, I promise, because I want to be an open book, pun intended, as that progresses. As I step into the world of traditional publishing, I can tell you one thing. It's going to be a while until this book comes out. So the timeline of a book to be published as a self-published author, it takes a while to write the book either way, right? But as far as like after the manuscript is complete, Superfans took 7 months to get out there. Will It Fly took even less time after it was finally finished. With this traditional publisher, and this is the case with the multiple publishers that I spoke to before I signed with this particular publisher, it was going to be 18 to 24 months. Not from the point at which I signed that contract, but potentially, because things can change, but potentially the point at which I submit the final, or at least the first draft, or the manuscript. So that doesn't even include writing time. That's a long time. And I think this is the trouble with a lot of books that are out there. I'm sort of digressing at this point, but a lot of books are written for the now, but time goes by and things change. So this is why I want to write a timeless book. But this book is going to be really important for the next step in my life. And as I enter my 40s soon, the audiences that I want to reach, the potential stages that I want to speak on, to reach a much broader audience than just the entrepreneurial audience that I've been able to attract. And the TikTok platform will allow me to find a way to get through and share these messages and also build my platform on there. And I want to see what happens. I want to see if anything pops. And by pop, I mean go viral and sort of get an algorithm kick and a boost behind it, which is a good sign. Again, especially before I write this book. Imagine testing different messages, sharing different stories, seeing what resonates with an audience on TikTok or a platform like TikTok. YouTube Shorts is also on my radar as well, especially since they've announced, and this is mainly for the Deep Pocket Monster channel, but they've recently announced that Shorts creators, this is YouTube Shorts. Shorts is a competitor to TikTok, short form video, and they're going to be paying out so much more. I think 45% of ad revenue will be going over to Shorts creators whose ads are shown against those creators' videos, which is a huge opportunity. We've had some shorts see 15 million to 20 million views back when the revenue was just part of a fund that all Shorts creators got access to. So, 15 million view video, $300. And that's still great, but the potential ad revenue now on YouTube is much greater. So that being said, I can repurpose maybe some of this content onto YouTube on the Pat Flynn channel or perhaps another channel. We'll see. But the point being, the 30-day challenge starts now. And so you'll want to check back. Make sure you subscribe and check back, I would say 4 episodes from now, 4 or 5 episodes from now. I'll give you an update on the great TikTok experiment. to see what happens. And this is going to be great because it forces me to tell certain stories. It forces me to figure out how to capture attention with those stories, because on these short form video platforms, you got to capture attention real quickly, right? You got to hold their attention. It's not even about keywords. It's about that hook in the very beginning, right? So how might I hook a person, and how might that then be portrayed in the book, for example? Maybe these stories that I think are going to be great kind of fall flat or get comments like, that wasn't really that great. And maybe there'll be some that just kind of go gangbusters, and I'll take note of that, and I'll have a record of that, obviously, and when I go back to my TikTok account. But the 30-day challenge is really key here. I recognize now that I'm very motivated by these X number of day challenges, especially when I make them public. I did this back in 2018 in November. There was a month called NaNoWriMo. I mean, there is a month called NaNoWriMo. This is National Novel Writers Month. And this is always November every single year. And I used November of 2018 to write every day to try to finish the book Superfans. And I made that public. And I even shared how many words I wrote every single day. And every single day I reported to the audience, and we played a little game. How many words did Pat write today? And it inspired me to just make sure that I kept going with it. And what ended up happening was I created one of my best bodies of work, Superfans, as a result of that. So who knows what happens after this TikTok experiment? I might find that it's just not my cup of tea, which is great to find out as well. There's no lose in this situation, so long as my other responsibilities, my other obligations are met, so long as I'm still being a husband and a father during this process. And the beauty of short form videos, it's short, right? I don't have to spend hours creating these things. It could be a little moment of the day that I schedule, which is exactly how I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to try to batch process and get ahead. I think I'm just going to kind of stay in the moment every single day and try to use the time sort of right after I drop the kids off at school, which is sort of like they're in school. I'm the most creative and sort of excited at that moment to create something short and interesting on the TikTok platform. So if you're not following me on TikTok, you could follow me at Pat_Flynn. I didn't get on early enough to get just Pat Flynn, but Pat_Flynn. And you could find me there. So we'll see how this goes, but thank you. And I'll keep you posted. Yeah. Cheers. Take care. I'll see you on the platform and see you in the next episode. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the results. Bye, everybody. Thanks. Thanks for listening to the Smart Passive Income podcast at smartpassiveincome.com. I'm your host, Pat Flynn. Our senior producer is Sarah Jane Hess. Our series producer is David Grabowski. And our executive producer is Matt Gartland. Sound editing by Duncan Brown. The Smart Passive Income podcast is a production of SPI Media. We'll catch you in the next session. Hey, fellow podcaster, does this sound like something you've experienced? Record your podcast episode on one platform, download the files, edit in another app, then fire up a different tool just to create these social clips. Well, it can be clunky, time-consuming, and frankly overwhelming, especially for creators trying to grow. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about Riverside. Riverside is the all-in-one platform. Record, edit, and repurpose your podcast content all in one place. You just log in, record with your guests no matter where you are in the world, and just like that, studio-quality audio and high-resolution video. We use Riverside here at SPI as well now. With built-in AI, I can automatically clean up my audio, saving myself so much editing time, and it can even auto-generate clips to make promoting the show a breeze. And with Magic Clips, I can grab the best moments and repurpose them as short-form video, perfect for YouTube Shorts, TikTok, or Instagram, without re-recording a thing. So if you're tired of juggling tools and want a faster, simpler way to create and scale your content, it's time to try Riverside, built by creators for creators. Just go to smartpassiveincome.com/Riverside and use code SMART to get 1 month free on the Pro plan. That's smartpassiveincome.com/Riverside, promo code SMART. Have you dreamt about being your own boss, but still haven't made the first steps to making that dream a reality? Well, I get that. Starting a business can feel super overwhelming with legal forms, paperwork, finances. It's a lot. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about Taylor Brands. Taylor is a complete business builder designed to make launching your business simple and stress-free. You can register your LLC in just minutes, keeping your personal assets and the business assets separate from day one. From there, you get access to everything you need to get off the ground: legal documents, licenses and permits, invoicing and bookkeeping tools, and even a 100-day business coaching program, all designed to help you hit the ground running. You'll also get a free personalized business plan, branding tools, and so much more. And of course, listeners of this show get an exclusive 35% discount to get started. All you have to do is head to tailorbrands.com/SPI. That's TAILORBRANDS.com/SPI. Stop dreaming, start building with Tailor Brands.